extremely tough. Yes, it's tough to do both in once. It is very tough, but it's not that sustainable. Hello there guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, please drop us a like, please drop me a subscription. It would really go a long way to helping me out. For those of you that don't know, I'm currently going through a photo shoot prep, which is now currently leading into a bodybuilding show. I've done one bodybuilding show previously, as you can tell by this trophy over here, if you could see it. If not, don't worry. So in this video, I'm kind of going through the pros and cons of getting in ridiculously lean shape, because I am an open and transparent coach, and I want to show you the pros and cons. Not that sustainable, and that yes, you can do this for a short amount of time, you can get incredibly lean. However, it's going to come with some restrictions, and there's going to be some great advantages to it, and there's also going to be a lot of disadvantages to it. So this video is explaining both of those. To get things started, I want to probably go pro then con. Pretty simple. One of the biggest pros of getting in ridiculously lean shape and kind of locking in, we call it, is how much I have really pushed my productivity into my own personal and professional work. I have been so more zoned in terms of work and getting stuff done. Normally, I'm quite a procrastination. I procrastinate quite a bit. I struggle to really concentrate, and I struggle to really get my work done within the time frame I want it. However, when I've started this prep, and I've been on this photo shoot prep now for, as of recording, 18 and a half weeks, I've really honed in on my work ethic, and my quality of work has really improved. So this is a massive pro of the diet. However, a massive con of the diet is the restrictiveness. I love food. That, if you know me, that's not a hidden, that's not a new piece of story for you. I love my food. It's as simple as that. And to have my food restricted to the point of literally eating 7 days worth of food, exactly the same food day after day, same time, same foods, it's tough. It's very mentally draining, because the cravings and the food noise is there. The hunger is not necessarily as bad, but the food noise in terms of what I'm thinking about eating is constantly there. And 9 times out of 10 throughout the day, I'm thinking, when's my next meal? When can I go and eat again? It's a bit tough. Another pro, so this is pro number 2 for getting incredibly lean, is the amount of progression you're making in the gym. If you train like you want to build muscle, if you train extremely hard during a deficit, there's no reason why you can't get stronger, build muscle, drop body fat. Yes, it's tough to do both in once. It is very tough, but it is possible. You've got to treat it with the same respect you would as you build muscle. You train hard, you look to progressively overload, so more reps, more weight, week on week, you will get stronger, trust me. It is just a case of hitting the numbers, being, again, consistent with it, and recovery. Recovery is just as important for me as the training. I have a pyramid triangle. You might have seen it on my Instagram. I have a pyramid triangle. At the top is calorie deficit. Calories in, calories out. That's how you lose body fat. Science of that. Then it's expenditure and rest and recovery. Both help each other. If you're not resting and recovering very well, you can't really perform as best in the expenditure. So these two help the calorie deficit. That's another pro. Quite a big con of the calorie deficit is the restrictiveness, again, around social events. I'm not a particularly social person. However, if I was, I can imagine this being extremely difficult for me, because you're going to have to say no more than you say yes. You can still go to the event. Chances are you're probably not going to be able to drink much alcohol. The chances are you're probably not going to be able to enjoy yourself as much, because you're not going to enjoy the foods you want. You're going to have to either eat before, eat after, or pick a salad. This happened to me literally 2 weeks ago. There was a weekend we went away for my partner's granddad's birthday. There was 2 meals. I literally had a chicken and bacon salad on one of those meals. The next day I had a steak, and then I planned in my food around it. It is quite tough if you've got loads of social events to do it. Not to say it's impossible, but it makes it really hard. So for me personally, I just don't go out. I don't really go to any more social events. I stay at home. I just eat before, eat after. Yeah, I don't really do too much other than train, rest, recover, and sleep, because it is so tough to be involved with those and stay on track. Obviously, another pro of it is you're going to learn so much about yourself. This is one of the main reasons people do a photo shoot or do a bodybuilding show, because of the mental strength it takes to do it. It is extremely challenging. There's going to be tough days. Like I said, there's going to be days where you don't want to do anything. There's going to be days where you don't really want to go out. There's going to be days where you don't want to train. There's going to be days where you want to eat everything underneath the sun. The mental discipline it shows to do it, and the belief you have in yourself to do it, really shows at the end. Because at the end of it, you get these incredible transformation, you get these incredible photographs, which you've worked so hard, 16, 20 weeks for some people. You get that at the end, and you look back over those 20 weeks and you think about the stuff you've overcome. When you've been in the pits, we call it, when you've been in the trenches, when you've been 9 o'clock at night and you're 5K short on steps, you've got to go out for a walk. When it is another half an hour on a Stairmaster 3 times a week, 4 times, even 5 times a week for me now, it is extremely tough, but the rewards and what you learn about yourself at the end of it really, really pays dividends in my eyes. And another con of this is it is not sustainable. I mean, I wouldn't even say that's a con. I think that's just an absolute truth. Being this incredibly lean is not sustainable, and to keep up this diet is not sustainable in the long term. Yes, you can sustain it for 16, 20, pushes to 24 weeks if you want. However, if you want to keep this lifestyle up, it's going to be extremely fatiguing on your brain, your body, and just overall wellness. I really, really, really advocate sustainable fat loss. I really, really advocate sustainable results. You can get in this shape once, maybe a year, if you want to. It is not sustainable. You will have to reverse out properly. There is the diet after the diet, the reverse diet we call it. That has to be done properly. If it's not, there's a heavy chance of you putting all the weight back on, which is essentially a con in itself, because when you start adding calories in, you start getting more hunger, the food noise increases, you start getting more cravings. It becomes tougher to subdue the hunger the more food you add in, and this is what leads to binge eating disorders. So it is extremely tough, but it is extremely rewarding. However, it is something I wouldn't necessarily do if my relationship with food isn't good in the first place. So yeah, those are the pros and cons of doing a photo shoot or bodybuilding show prep. I am currently about a week out now from recording this. When I put this out, I've probably already done it. If not, you'll see the photos on my Instagram. After that, I'm doing a 5-week continuation for a bodybuilding show, should I say. After that, I'll be reverse dieting out with my coach and looking to build some muscle. So yeah, please like, please subscribe, and stick around for more.